Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The chanting we have done quite a bit. That first chapter Punjabication has done a couple of times. So I said we will go ahead with the text. So we saw last time the whole thing about Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Any questions, clarifications on that before we go ahead? Because really speaking, the Upanishad is over here. Okay. Everything else is an elaboration, an explanation, all that. Yeah. Okay, I'll presume that there are no questions. All right. So, Brahmana Vipaschateti, that we saw. Once you know Brahman as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam, who understands it as in your own heart, as I. So Ashnute Sarvan Kaman Saha. All his desires are as good as fulfilled. Not that every desire is going to be fulfilled, but you want a desire for the sake of Ananda. Ananda you already are. You discover that. So it's as good as fulfilled. Okay. And he says, Brahmana Vipaschiteti. Okay, along with Brahman simultaneously. The thing is, he says, all desires are fulfilled simultaneously. That can never happen, isn't it? You have a desire to go to trekking in the mountains, you have a desire to go to Goa. How can you simultaneously fulfill both desires? But you are going to Goa for Ananda, you are going to the mountains for Ananda. And that Ananda you have discovered. So that is how you have to take it, okay? Not that whatever you desire will come true, etc., etc. That means if that's how you are taking it, that all your desires are going to be fulfilled, then there is still a lot of samsara left in you. Samsara buddhi is there. Nothing wrong in having a few desires. I mean, it's only human beings who can have that desire. Okay. As I always say, a cow cannot get up in the morning and decide, aaj cutlet kha lega. It can't have that desire because it is programmed for it. Human beings can have the desire. So it's perfectly fine. At the same time, what is that desire meant for? For the sake of moksha, etc. All that. We have seen all that. The need behind the desire is priorities. Behind the priorities is the moksha ichha. So you fulfill the moksha ichha, all things are taken care of at one stroke. That is the idea. Okay. Now, one thing that will stand against your understanding of this, what about this world that I see? Even though we have seen it as mithya, okay, even though we have seen it as mithya, he gives a little bit elaboration to make it easier, clearer. So he has said, we have chanted this. He says, Tasmat etasmat atmanaha akasha sambhutaha. Akasha, space, is born from this Atma. Actually, you should have said from Brahman. No? But he doesn't say why. Brahman has already been shown as Atma. Brahman has already been shown as the Atma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. As I. Therefore, Atma and Brahman, now there is no difference. Therefore, etasmat atmanaha. From this Atma that we saw as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, tasmat, from that, Akasha Sambhutaha. Akasha is born. Because if we have to explain creation, first thing has to be Akasha, space. Only after things, other things can come in space. No? Therefore, Akasha Sambhutaha. Okay, fine. Therefore, now you have Brahman, and from Brahman manifest Akasha. So when Akasha is manifest, is Brahman there or not there? From that Brahman, Akasha is manifest. So Akasha is a manifestation. What is the underlying reality? Brahman alone. That doesn't change, okay? Yeah. Therefore, it's Brahman Akasha actually speaking. Yeah. Yeah. Akashat Vayu. From Akasha came Vayu. This is a dialectical mode of creation, okay? You can replace it with a scientific model if you want to, not a problem. Because all models that you use are paradigms for explaining away the creation. You may say it's non-scientific. So everything has to be scientific. There are bodies of knowledge which are not scientific, which works. Yeah. I mean, it's a simple example I always give. You have a stomach upset, very bad. You're throwing up and you go to this Ayurvedic doctor. He examines your pulse. So, doctor, there is nothing wrong with my pulse or my heart. My digestion, my stomach is a problem. Okay. He examines. And he examines in a very funny way with 3 fingers. Okay. At 3 places he sees. And then he will say, your Vayu element in your system is upset. Vayu is air, okay? I will give you a Vayu Gulgya, an air tablet. Air tablet, what is that? I mean, come on, yaar. What type of doctor is this? But you take it, you drink it and take some warm water after that. And in half an hour you get relief. In half an hour, everything is fine. How does that work? How does that work? Different paradigms of looking at the same body and treating the same body. Okay. Somebody will say you got a food poisoning. So he'll give you a course of antibiotics. Yeah. So somebody will say it's all huge amount of acidity. Therefore we will give you some Gelusil, etc. Whatever works, works. It's a paradigm of looking at things. Okay. So certain things are scientific, so-called scientific, and certain things are non-scientific paradigms. Does it work? Yes, that's good enough for us. So he says from Akasha, Vayu came. Okay, the element called Vayu. So now you have Brahman manifest as Akasha, manifest as Vayu. Okay. Then Vayu Agni. Unless there is oxygen, where will fire come? Agni. The cosmic fires, okay, all over. Including the sun and the moon and the stars, all that. Agni. Agnehe apaha, from fire water comes in. Adbhya Prithvi, from the waters emerged the earth. Alright. Prithivya Oshadeha, from the earth came plants. Oshadibhya Annam, from plant came food. From plant came food. Because generally food is supposed to be vegetarian, okay? You have the freedom of choice to eat non-vegetarian, that is fine. Accepted, okay, not a problem. I don't want to reduce Vedanta to the matter of the kitchen. Yeah. But Oshadibhya Annam. Annat Purushaha. From Annam came this person, this body. Yeah, it's a product of food, sustained by food. Sava Esha Purusho Anna Rasamayaha. Therefore, this person, this body, is nothing but Anna Rasa Mayaha. Maya, the word Mayaha, Mayat actually, if you put the Itsanya along with it, has got 2 meanings. One is modification and one is nothing but that, saturation. Here it is used in the sense of modification. The food that your parents ate, the food that you ate has modified into this body. Annamaya rasaha. Annat Purushaha. Okay. Now, he does, okay, he does a Pakshi Kalpana. Now, what is a Pakshi Kalpana? He imagines this body to be like a bird. He could have done something else also, but he takes it as. Why is he doing it? To show it has got name and form and therefore limited. Okay. So he says, now for the body it is not necessary to do a Pakshi Kalpana. But he keeps it across for Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. So it is from here that famous Panchakosha Viveka has come. In Vedanta there is this thing Panchakosha Viveka. What is Panchakoshas? Pancha is 5. Kosha. Literal translation of Kosha is a sheath, like the sheath for a sword or a knife. A sheath. But it is also in the definition said, Koshavat achadagatvat koshaha. Like a kosha, it seems to cover. Now here comes the question. I am Atmaha, limitless Brahman. We saw that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So how can this limitless Brahman be enclosed in this body? He says it is not really enclosed. It looks as though it is enclosed. It looks as though it is enclosed. Koshavat achadagatvat. Koshavat. What means like? Like means not the same, it is similar. Because at this point of the body, I make a mistake, I am this much only. Body is me, I am body. Body sits, I sit. Body walks, I walk. Body is tall, I am tall. Body is short, I am short. Therefore, I equals body. This is a mistake. So the covering is not a physical covering, the covering is one of cognition, a judgment, a mistake. Because a mistake can cover the truth as much as a real covering. What you see, what is there is a rope. You mistake it for a snake. If you mistake it for a snake, you miss the rope. You don't know the rope. You don't know the rope. The rope is covered by the snake. Which snake? है ही नहीं है. Your mistake covered it. Not that some snake came and sat on top of the rope and got covered. No. Your mistake, your erroneous perception covered it. Similarly, my erroneous self-judgment, I am this much only, that has made that covering. Therefore, kosha is not literal. Kosha is in terms of your cognition, your self-judgment. Okay. So, anna rasamaya. Then what? Tasya idameva shiraha. It has got a head. I am dakshina pakshaha. The right side, dakshina pakshaha. South side. Now here there can be a confusion. In English, when you say south paw, you mean a lefty. Dakshina is south, but here you mean dakshina, you mean right side. Uttara pakshaha is left side. Ulta hai. Why? Because when you face the rising sun, in the morning for your argya, for your worship, for your offering, then you are facing the east, which is right, to the south, which is left to the north. Therefore, dakshina pakshaha, uttara pakshaha. Like where I am sitting right now, I am facing the east. So, dakshina pakshaha to the south, uttara pakshaha, north. Okay. The dakshina pakshaha, uttara pakshaha. I am Atma. Atma meaning the central thing. I am Atma. Idam pucham pratishtaha. On this is the basis for the body. Tadapyesha sloko bhavati. Therefore, now look at what he has done. From this Brahman consciousness, existence, he has given you a dialectical model of creation. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. External world complete. Correct? Yeah. Space, air, fire, water, earth. From earth came the plant life, from plant came food, from food came this body. Now you started with the totality and you have come to this body. So this is a progression. See, you started from Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, totality. From there the whole space, etc., across dimensions. And you have come to what? This body. The beauty of this progression you will see when we see the whole picture. Okay? Therefore, with this, the first Anuvaka is over.
What is dialectical?
Yeah?
Dialectical.
Huh?
Dialectical.
Dialectical meaning non-scientific, just a dialect depending on your school of thought. Yeah. Okay. 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 Panchabication, the second one, chapter 2.
Yeah. Yes, Swami. Panchakosha Vivaranam.
Yeah.
I will go by the individual kosha and then stop there.
Yeah.
Okay. Annadvai prajayante yakascha prithivi grishruta ato anne naiva shivanti adaina tapiyatyantadah annagumye bhutanam jeshtam tasmaha sarvoshadamuchyate sarvaivaite navapnuvanti annam brahmopastate annagumhi bhutanam jeshtam tasmaha sarvoshadamuchyate annahat bhutani jayante chathanyannena vartante atyate cha bhutani tasmadannam taduchyadeti tasmadva edasmadhannaratamayaat.
Okay. All right. That is completing the Annarasamaya. Okay. Annadvai prajaha prajayanti. From food alone, all things are born. All things are born from annam, food alone. Now, what that food is varies, but whatever it is, it's food. And food comes from the earth. That is it. Okay. Ya kascha prithivi shrutaha. Whatever exists on earth, all are born out of food. All bodies are born of food alone. Atha annayena eva jivanti. They are sustained by food. Without food, how long will you survive? Yeah. Maybe a month or so. That's it. Uska baad kya hai? Okay. Anna atha enadapi ye antyantaha. And when they die, what happens? When the body falls, what happens? It goes back to food. If you are a Parsi, the vulture will eat it. If you belong to the Abrahamic religions, you are buried, then all the worms and the insects will eat it. Samaji, but we are Hindus, we burn our body. Yes. And you take the ashes and put it into the river. And you become, ashes are washed ashore, and you become pumpkin for your grandchildren. Isn't that farak? Okay. Go back to food only. If you are a sadhu or a sailor, you get a burial at sea or burial in the Ganga. Again, you become food for the fishes. Yeah.
If you are terrorists also,
Huh?
like Osama, if you are a terrorist,
Then also you will bury it in the body.
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. So that is it. And you're born of food, you're sustained by food, you go back to being food. That is it. Even living your food. What about all the mosquitoes eating you? What about all the bacteria in your gut? The benign and the not so benign ones. For them, your food only, or kya hai? Yeah.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
Swamiji, I didn't understand. You said after burning the body, the ashes are put in the river.
Yeah, and the river, when it floods, put the ashes on the shore, and then it goes back to the earth, and you become vegetables.
Okay.
Pumpkin for your grandchildren.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, pumpkin for your grandchildren, that's all. There's no big thing there, okay? I'm just putting it in a humorous manner. Yeah. All right. Then, annam hi bhutanam jeshtam. Therefore, what? Annam becomes the most important thing for living beings. Food and drink, this becomes the most important thing. Tasmat sarvaya aushadam uchyate. Therefore, it is treated like medicine. Yeah. Okay. All right. Because, in fact, you have to treat food like medicine. Really speaking, you have to treat food like medicine only. Eat healthy. Eat what sustains you. Don't eat what is negative, which causes inflammation for you. It's not that everyone can eat everything. Yeah. And how much are you going to eat? If you take it like medicine, you will never have problem of obesity. But you are not going to go on hogging medicine, are you? You will take what is necessary, that's all. Yeah. Unless it's your grandfather's medicine. My grandfathers had a habit. They'll have a special bottle of medicine kept in the cupboard. And they'll have a peg or two of that every day. That is different, okay? That is different. Even if you are taking that, treat it like medicine. Your grandfather was wise because he just took a little bit medicine. Smart, okay? Yeah. All right. Shadamuchyate. Okay. Sarve ve te annam apnuvanti. Sarvam ve. Okay. Sarvam ve annam apnuvanti. Ye annam brahma upasate. Now here, at every stage, they'll also give you a worship. Annam brahmeti upasate. Worship food as Ishvara. Okay. Worship the food, annam brahmeti, because it is it's a manifestation of Brahman. No? So it's something sacred. That's why your body is also taken as something sacred. Yeah. What is this habit of putting a tika or vibhuti or something? All Hindus have it, no? After bath, etc., you'll put a tika or some vibhuti or some chandan, something you will put. Why? This body is a temple worship. Body is sacred. Yeah. That's sacred. That's just it is a very beautiful symbology there. Yeah. Therefore, ye annam brahmayit upasita. What happens to that person? Okay. Sarvam te annam apnuvanti. Okay. Then what? There will never be a shortage of food in their lives. Food means what? Your material prosperity is taken care of. Yeah. Food is symbolic for everything you need to live comfortably. Therefore, worship food as Brahman. Everything is taken care of, he says. Annam hi bhutanam jeshtam. Is repetition here. Tasmat sarvoshadam uchyate. Since annam is the first thing for everyone, it is called a medicine. Annad bhutani jayante. By food alone, everything is born. Jatani anena vardhante. Everything grows by food. Adyate bhutani. After death, you go back to being food. Tasmad annam taduchyate iti. Okay. Whatever you eat is food. And after some time, the food eats you. You eat the food and the food eats you also. You know? Now, what does it mean in this thing? I am the eater and the eaten. Isn't this true? I am the eater. What am I doing? Eating food. And what is the food? Manifestation of Brahman. So I am the eater and the eaten. Farak hai? I am the eater and the eaten. Okay, yeah. Okay. Punjabi, you can go to the second one. I am moving a bit fast here. If there is any doubt, question, ask. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, Swami. Anyontara atma pranamaya tenesha purnaha sava esha purusha vidayeva tasya purusha vidata anvayam purusha vida tasya pranayeva shira yano dakshina paksha apana uttara paksha akasha atma prithvi puchham pradishta tadadvesha sloko bhavati.
Okay. Then he is saying, Anyontaratmaha pranamayaha. Now there is another Atma called pranamayaha. Tenesha purnaha. This pranamaya kosha, pranamaya Atma, fills up the annamaya kosha. What is prana? You normally say breathing. Breathing is symbolic. Your whole energy system is prana. Energy which is a byproduct of your breathing, energy which is cosmic, that enters your body regularly, energy that is a product of your biocellular activity, your cellular activity. Therefore, every cell of your body has energies in it. Biochemical energy is there. Therefore, tena pranena esha purnaha. The pranamaya fills up the annamaya. Why your whole body is alive, na? Is there any part of your body not alive? Yeah. Therefore, prana fills up this. Save esha purusha vida eva. Therefore, this is also taken as purusha, pranamaya kosha. Don't you see that? Hey, today I am low energy, or I don't feel like doing anything. Hey, today I am feeling great, chalo, what can we do? It's like the young donkey, old donkey. Young donkey on Monday morning creeps to work. Yaar, Monday morning blues, काम पर जाना है. Drags himself to work. Tuesday also drags. Wednesday there is some signs of life. Thursday is better. Friday, hey, why weekend is coming? So Saturday, Sunday, come on, मजाक रहेगा. Old donkey is other way around. Saturday, Sunday, यार क्या करने का, घर में अटक गया. No fun in life. Nothing to do, no purpose. Monday, let's go to work. Because the whole identity comes from work. So you have situations of high energy and low energy. That's all I want to point out. Therefore, I am high energy, I am low energy means what? Pranamaya kosha. I have mistaken myself to be prana, my energy. Tasya purusha viditam. Therefore, it is the human form alone. The prana in your body will take your form. In somebody else's body, it will take that person's form. Okay, yeah, the form will depend upon the container. The container is this. Okay, purusha viditam. Anvayam purusha vidaha. Therefore, purusha viditvam. Okay, then he says, tasya prana eva shiraha. Prana, the main thing, the inhalation. Your respiratory system, shiraha is the head. Okay. Vyano dakshina pakshaha, your circulatory system is taken as the right side. It's just an imagery, okay? Don't say why, etc. Okay. Apanaha uttara pakshaha, the excretion, your exhalation, etc. left side, just an imagery created, a pakshi kalpana, imagery of a bird. Okay. Then Akasha Atma. Okay, Akasha is Atma. And Prithivi Pricham Pratishtam. Okay. Prithivi. Now, if you are equating it to prana, what is left about? Prana, apana, vyana is taken over. Okay, care of. Then what is left?
Mana and udana.
Okay. Therefore, what is left? Udana and
Samana.
apana is taken care of. Samana, the digestion. Therefore, Akasha will have to be, digestion will have to be taken as Prithvi and Udana will have to be taken as Akasha. Why? Because Udana is that will release you. But what keeps you stable, the Prithvi, the earth, is your digestion. Because how is the prana going to be maintained? If you digest well, your prana is good. If you don't digest well, your prana is weak. Therefore, Pucham Pratishta. Whatever is the basis will be taken as Pratishtaha. For all the prana to work, your digestion has to be fine. In fact, if the prana goes haywire, your first thing is affected is your digestion also. If your digestion is affected, your weak prana, weak energy also. There is a very intimate connection between the two. Therefore, Pucham Pratishtaha, this is the basis. Simple imagery. Why this imagery? To show that each one is a finite entity. For the body, it is not necessary because body already used the seeing. Prana is not seen. Therefore, he gives you an imagery. Okay. To show finitude, nothing more than that. Okay. All right, let us go to the next one. Punjabi question, yeah.
Pranam deva anuprananti manusya pasavaste prano hi bhuta namayu tasmaha sarvayushamuchyate sarvamevata ayuryanti ye pranam brahmapasate prano hi bhuta namayu tasmat sarvayushamuchyate Tasesha Sharira Atma Yapurvasya Tasmatva Edasmat Pranamayat.
Yeah, now he's going to the Manomaya. It's up to here. Prana Devaha Anuprananti. All living beings, including the gods, depend upon Pranaha. Manushaha Pashavaschaye. The gods, the human beings as well as animals, etc. Because without prana, where is your living? Where is your living? Prano hi bhutana mayuhu. Prana is equated to your life. That's why you will say, na, pran chale gaya. Okay, pran chale gaya. What do you mean, pran chale gaya? Because when the body is dead, you are not going to be breathing, is it? No prana. Prana is gone. Tasmad sarva ayu muchyate. Therefore, it is called the ayush, the life of everyone. Sarvamevata ayu yanti ye pranaha brahmait upasita. If you worship prana as Brahman, now I am not going to teach you all these upasanas, okay? It's endless. Okay? It involves a lot of pranayamas, this, that, etc. Okay? The whole energy work it will involve. It's huge. But he says, Sarvemeva ayuryanti. If you do that, your life is extended because the prana is strong in your system. It's the prana that connects the Sukshma Sharira to the Sthula Sharira. So if your prana is strong and good, you have a long life. In fact, I know this person well. He's a lot into this energy work. Prano Brahmet Upasita, he does it very well. So once, he was complaining of fever for 2 weeks, a little bit shivering, etc. I said, champ, you have a serious problem. You have multiple infections from what I can see. Okay, definitely malaria is there, I am not sure of dengue because you are complaining of body ache also. But he is fully functional. Huh? He rides his motorbike all into town and back and everything. So for 2 weeks this is going on. So I got concerned with him and I did something which I normally don't do. I rang up his wife. I normally never do this, For a husband's issue, ring up the wife, or a wife's issue, ring up the husband. In my whole life I have not done this except this once. Because I was so concerned about him. I rang up his wife and said, hey, your husband is in a mess, health-wise. But he's functioning well, everything is running around. I said, he's running around, true. But please take him to the doctor today evening. So they went to their Holy Spirit hospital in Andheri. The doctor said, okay, please wait. I want to do a quick blood test for you. So they did the blood test. When the report came, they straight away put him into the ICU. Why? His platelets count was as low as 10,000. It's supposed to be 4 lakhs minimum, okay? If your platelet count drop below 50,000, they'll start giving you platelets from outside. His was 10,000. Can you imagine how low that was because of dengue and everything? But he said, why are you putting me? I said, I'm fine, I'm functional. The prana was sustaining him, but his body was collapsing. Because of an energy work, the prana was sustaining him. Yeah. So he said, okay, he's sitting in the ICU bed now. I mean, there's no need for oxygen, everything is fine. Then he said, okay, I just want to go to the bathroom, and he's getting off the bed. No, you're not. What is wrong? Nothing is wrong with me. You're serious trouble. Platelet count is 10,000 only. Serious trouble. Prana sustains, but the body would have collapsed. If I had not done that, the body would have collapsed. Yeah. It was sustained only by the prana. But how long will the energy keep the body going? Until the body burns out, no? Yeah. So that problem, that's why I called up his wife. Okay. Therefore, long life is guaranteed for someone who does prana upasana. Yeah. Okay. Pranam hi bhutana mayu. There tasmat sarva ayusham ti uchyate. Your life depends on prana. Therefore, prana itself is called as life. Ayuhu ti uchyate. All right. Therefore, tasyeva sharira atmaha ya purvasya. He says, like before, the pranamaya fills up the whole body, so it is of the size of the body. Your prana is the size of the body. Okay. All right. Then Punjabigation, go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. Anyontaraatma manomayah tenaisha purnaha tava esha purusha vidayeva tasya purusha vidatam anvayam purusha vida tasya ejureva shira rishtakshina paksha samottara paksha adhesha atma atarvangirasa puchham pradishta tadatpesha sloko bhavati.
Okay. Tasyeva sharira atma ya purvasya. Okay. Tasmat pranamaya. From the pranamaya atma. Anyontratma manomaya. Another atma called manomaya. Why? Your mind is also taken as I, na? I am upset, I am angry, I am sad, I am restless. I and mind is taken as one. So, manomaya kosha. Okay. Tenesha purnaha. Now look at it. The manomaya kosha fills up the pranamaya. The pranamaya fills up the sharira, annamaya. Therefore, manomaya is in and through every cell in your body. Every cell is intelligent. Every cell is conscious. Why? Because the mind is pervaded right up to the annamaya. Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya, pervasion right through. The Pranamaya pervades the Sharira, the Manomaya pervades the Pranamaya and the Sharira. Okay. Okay. Tena esha purnaha sa esha purushavidah eva. Therefore, this also is taken as I, purushavidah. I am this. Tasya purushaviditam. Therefore, it is also taken as purushaviditam. Anvayam purushavidah. Now here he makes a difference. Now how are you going to say for the mind? He could have said various things. Emotions, thinking, all that he could have said. But he puts it differently because without the mind, without memory, he gives a lot of importance to memory. And therefore he says, Yajureva Shiraha. The Yajurveda is the head. Why the Yajurveda becomes one of the most important in rituals, etc. Therefore, Yajureva Shiraha. Rig Dakshina Pakshaha. Rig Veda is Dakshina Pakshaha. Okay. Sama Veda. Sama Uttara Pakshaha. Sama is the left side. Then what will be the Atma? The trunk. Adesha Atma. Why? Adesha here is taken as Vidhi Nishedaha. As a do or don't. Because the Veda is depending upon do or don't. Adesha can also be taken as the teaching. The how to learn to chant the Veda, etc. Therefore, Adesha Atma. Okay. And Atharva Angirisam Pucham Pratishtaha. The Atharva Veda, which is actually not used in the ritual. Angirasam Pucham Pratishtaha. That becomes the stabilizing, the base. Atharva Veda. And in fact, Atharva Veda is one of the most important Vedas in many ways. Even if you look at the Upanishad section, lot of the major Upanishads come from Atharva Veda. Therefore, that is taken as the base. Basis for all the Veda, Atharva Veda. And the Atharva Veda that rishis, some of the rishis had difficulty in accepting as one of the Vedas. It got accepted thanks to Vyasa and his efforts. Okay, yeah. And who's the main rishi there? 2-3 main rishis are here. He mentions Angirasaha, his student Mahatharva Jabali. These are the main rishis of the Atharva Veda. Pucham Pratishtaha. Therefore, now you see the whole thing. Why? It is the, where is the Veda? Or those days, okay, in olden days, where is the Veda? Okay, in the mind. Where else is the Veda? Now you publish it as books, no? Previously, how was the Veda transmitted? Oral tradition only until Vyasa's time. Vyasa was around 5000 years ago. 5000, 7000. That range is there. 3000 BC to, no? 5000 BC. Whatever, that range. So, but Veda is from the beginning of creation. How was it transmitted? Chanting. People remembered it and transmitted it. The whole thing was an oral tradition. That means people by hearted the whole Vedas. That's why you will have a word like Dvivedi. In North India you will find it. Dvivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi. Meaning, nobody is called Vedi. Why? Everyone is supposed to learn one Veda anyway. Your own Veda, everyone is supposed to learn. Therefore, that was not considered as a title. But Dvivedi, he has mastered 2 Vedas. Trivedi, 3 Vedas. Chaturvedi, 4 Vedas. There is another joke about it, but I can't say that with all the ladies present. Chaturvedi, 4 Vedas, okay. Those who have mastered. Because since it's all here, the Manomaya is equated to the Veda. The Veda is used to indicate the finitude of the mind. Why? The mind is full of infinite possibilities. The Veda is also full of infinite possibilities. Therefore, that is the association because of which the Veda is used to indicate finitude of the mind, equated with the mind. Okay. Then there is a very different, an offbeat verse. This verse will be repeated later on also, okay, which we will see today. Okay. Punjabication, next one.
यथोवाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कथाचनेति तद्देश एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मात्मनोमयात्.
Yeah, go ahead.
अन्योत्तरात्मा विज्ञानमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविद तस्य श्रद्धैव शिरः हृदं दक्षिणं पक्षः सत्यमुत्तरपक्षः योग आत्मा महपुच्छं प्रदिष्टा तदपेश श्लोको भवति.
Now, in between his using a verse, this verse, Yato Vacho Navartanti, is really speaking applied for the Atma, for Brahman. But it is used here in a slightly different sense. Okay? Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasa Saha. From where the words turn back, along with the mind, unable to objectify it. Anandam Brahmano Vidwan. That Anandam, when the Vidwan knows, knows meaning here, na? Okay. Na bhiveti kadachana iti. He is not afraid of anything. There is no fear, there is no insecurity left in the person. Okay. So, this is applied to the Manomaya Kosha as well, because the mind cannot objectify itself. How much are you going to describe your emotions? Tell me. You are feeling sad. Yeah. How sad? How much will you describe your sadness? Women are good at this. They are much better than men. So if you are feeling sad, a lady will go to her another lady friend. Better, don't go to your husband. He is useless in this. You go to another lady friend. They'll talk and talk and talk, because no words can really describe it. Talk and talk and talk. Then sometimes at least one of them will cry. Generally both of them. Empathetic tears are also there. And both of them will feel good and come out. Correct? This is a general procedure. There may be variations of this. When a man is feeling sad, his friend notices it. He is keeping quiet. Champ, let's go for a drink. Okay. Go. Local bar, both of them are having a beer. Life is a bitch here. Yeah, life is a bitch. One sentence each of them has said. Both finished the beer. How are you? Yeah, I'm fine, okay. They both feel good and they come back home. It may not stop with one beer, but whatever. Okay. Yato vacho nuvartante aprapya manasasa. Okay, how much are you going to describe? You can talk and talk and talk, you will feel good. But there is limited understanding anyway. But the other person is empathizing, you feel good about that. A lot can be communicated, but a lot cannot be also. Yeah. The idea is you empathize with each other, you feel good about it, that's all. How their empathy happens, it doesn't matter. Each has their own way. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, for this Yato Vacho Nivartanti with respect to Brahman, we will see later, because it is repeated there. Now, this is only with respect to emotions, that much. So, in a very limited sense, it is mentioned. Okay. Tasyeva Sharira Atma ya Purvasya. Like before, Manomaya also is Sharira Atma. Why? Parvez, remember Manomaya, all that. Okay. Then, yep, like before, Tasmadeva Manomayat Anyontratma. What is that? Vijnanamaya. Anyontratma Vijnanamaya. Tenesha Purnaha. Now your knowledge fills up Manomaya, Pranamaya, Shariram. That's why there is intelligence in every cell. Not only is every cell sentient, prana. Not only emotion is reflected in every cell, there is knowledge also reflected in every cell. There's so much of knowledge, you have to study a cell. No? That's why really speaking, you can clone a being from a cell from any part of the body. Why? The whole genetic coding is available right there. Whole genetic coding of the person is available in a cell. Genetic coding is what? Knowledge. Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya. Okay. And you will identify with yourself with your knowledge. You will judge by yourself by your knowledge. Your concept of yourself, which is intellectual, is also by this, no? Vijnanamaya kosha. Where is the seat of ahankara? It's not only in your emotions, it is here. Your ahankara is nothing but your conceptual self. An idea of what you are. The idea of what you are. A concept of what you are. That's all in the head. Vijnanamaya kosha. Okay. Therefore, that is also taken as Purushaha, Purusha Viditam. Anvayam Purusha Vidaha. By everyone it is taken as Purushaha. Tasya Shraddeva Shiraha. The important thing is Shraddha. I thought Shraddha was belief. This Shraddha is how you gain knowledge. Your trust, your belief in a pramana, in a means of knowledge. Unless you trust your means of knowledge, can you gain knowledge? Perception, you have to trust it or not? Inference, you have to trust your inferential process or not? Therefore, your knowledge is based on your Shraddha. That's why people behave like that also. I don't believe in this. Yeah, have you examined it? I believe in science. You believe in science? Science doesn't talk about belief. Science talks about skepticism actually. Yeah. If you are a student of science, it's important for you to be skeptical. Only then you will question everything. But to start questioning, you need Shraddha. You have to accept that discipline of knowledge. Therefore, Shraddheva Shiraha. Ritam Dikshana Pakshaha. Ritam, what is verified truth, is your right side, this is. Verified truth. Because intellectual, based on fact, what is verified is Dakshana Pakshaha. Satyam Uttara Pakshaha. What you have taken as true, but not yet may be verified by yourself. Uttara Pakshaha, the left side. Yoga Atma. Where did yoga come into the picture now? We are not talking about yoga as standing on your head. We are talking yoga as your integrity, your sense of integrity. Yeah. That without integrity, where is your knowledge? Yoga Atma. Yoga has got many meanings, okay? Yeah. Like news item. The grandson of Joyce, Patabi Joyce, died at 53. A great practitioner of yoga. But there was a small write-up of it, and I said, not a wonder he died at 53. He was getting up at 1 o'clock to do his personal sadhana and start teaching by 5 o'clock. Idiotic. Anyone who does energy work knows that between 1 and 3, either you have to be in intense samadhi or you have to be asleep. If you are practicing yoga asanas at 1 o'clock in the morning, not a wonder he died at 53. He was overstraining his body. He was not going by the natural rhythm of yoga. Yeah, I'll stand by this publicly, okay? That's why I'm saying it, which is being recorded and will be put up. Yeah. That's the tragedy. Patabi Joyce, the original, the grandfather, was a great yoga practitioner. He knew what dynamic yoga meant. But if you get up at 1 o'clock in the morning to do yoga, sorry. If you are doing yoga as samadhi and staying there, no issues. 1 o'clock also. But it should be deep samadhi, not just meditation, trying to be in samadhi. Yeah. Anyway, therefore yoga atma. Yoga atma. Mahapucham pratishtam. What is the basis? Mahat. What is Mahat? The sense of I, Ishvara, the totality. The totality is the basis for your knowledge, he says. Because what is knowledge? Are you creating knowledge or discovering knowledge? If you are creating knowledge, that is a very creative bookkeeping. What the accountants do with your tax returns. Okay. You are discovering knowledge. It's already there in the world. Whole universe is full of knowledge. Knowledge is what? Ishvara's mind. Therefore, that is the basis for your knowledge. Mahat iti pucham pratishtaha. The basis is that. Okay. The basis is that. Okay. Then tadapi eshas. Okay. Then there are other things that come up with it. Okay. About Vijnanam and Anandamaya. After that, so next time we will see that little bit that is left of Vijnanam and about Anandam. Then I will do a whole analysis of the whole Panchakoshas, okay, where people go off in this whole Panchakosha Viveka. And believe me, I have seen very, very popular Mahatmas going off in this. Okay. So that part, that's why I am deliberately reserving it for the next class. Okay. This small of Vijnanamaya and Ananda, because both are connected. Okay. We will do that, and I will show you where people go off and what should be taken as the traditional truth, as the Sampradaya will say it. Okay. Therefore, there is a lot to think in all these also. Okay. If you look at all this, in terms of what is the basis, if you think, you will find that the individual and total are all connected all the time. Even though he started from the totality, came to the individual. But at every level, individual and total is connected. Culminating in Vijnanamaya Mahatiti. Ishvara's mind is your part of Ishvara's mind. Your knowledge is part of that. Mahatiti. So go back and think on these. If there are questions, ask me that next time. If there are any questions. And next time we will complete this Panchakosha Viveka, as they call it. Okay. Om Tat Sat. Good place to stop.